it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I want to welcome you to a wonder-filled Wednesday, or should I say music-filled Wednesday. Really excited for my guest in the building today. Perry Porter is joining us, or he also goes by Perry Paint, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm really excited to have him here so we could talk more about his music journey and his upcoming show. So we'll get into it later on in the show, but you know, y'all, it's the time where you get to help us grow. It's the top of the show. So you can go ahead and share this show with others who you feel could benefit from our daily dose of dopeness right here on The Day with Trae. If you can't watch our TV show, we still have you covered. You can always listen to us also in podcast format. Wherever you find your favorite podcast, just search Converge Media Network and The Day with Trae. You'll find us there. Well, before I get into it with Perry, I got to say that it's really exciting to be uplifting musicians in our neighborhood. Now, I have talked about this extensively, and almost every time I have someone on who's pouring their brilliance into the music industry here, it's always exciting to learn more about who they are and give y'all a glimpse as to how they keep it going in this music industry when so much of it is driven by numbers and fans and all of these things. I love that we have people that can do it with real passion. At the end of the day, that's what we really care about, and that's what we end up vibing to on the other end, right? However you consume music and find new artists, I'm encouraging you to be intentional about going to our local shows. That's how you get to learn about so many phenomenal artists who are pouring out their love of music and art on stages that are right here in our backyards. And I know for me, it's been a phenomenal way to get tapped in to some dope artists. So I'm like, whoa, what? I don't know if I ever would have found them if I just went through my normal channels like Spotify or Apple Music or Tidal. That's for our director, Eric, who uses Tidal because it's a thing, right? But it's another great format, right? Another great platform. And there's so many because we got Bandcamp and SoundCloud and all of these ways that we can find folks who are right here in our city doing phenomenal work in music. One of the things I really love about the exploration of music, especially with the rise of technology, just like we're doing here for media and TV work, it's the same when it comes to music, right? They can break out the middleman. They don't need it anymore. You know, they can do direct to consumer, direct to the fans, build their fan base up and get people excited about their music. And that's what I love, is that we now have these amazing platforms that allow for them to be like, you know what, I'm creating, I'm putting it out there. I'm creating, I'm putting it out there. And, you know, and the next thing you know, they have a show. And then you get to go experience the show. And then you get to find them on your favorite platform, whatever it may be, right? Because these different layers that we have to explore so many dope people, not only in our area, but also beyond, of course, because technology brings us all together, right? Kind of under one umbrella. But the idea that we have some dope folks who are right here in Washington State, in the Seattle metro area, who are producing phenomenal music, means that we have the opportunity to tap into them. And I'm telling you, some of the dopest folks that I know of course, got to give a huge shout out to my crew, Black Stacks, who are always putting on a phenomenal show. We got dope people here that are doing amazing music, y'all. And I'm telling you right now, experiencing it firsthand, you will not be disappointed by going to some of these local shows, experiencing their brilliance and really finding new things to jam out to when you're in your car or in your home. Like for me, it's in my car always because I gotta have the jams, vibing with me. It's always a vibe. But you get to create your own vibe with some local amazing music. And I'm excited because up next after this short break, we got Perry Porter, who's gonna be telling us about his musical journey and also sharing some insight into his upcoming show at Neumos. Y'all don't wanna miss this. Stay tuned after this short break. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Hey everybody, this is DJ OG1, co-founder of Portland's Hip Hop Week celebration, August 20th through the 26th. An entire week of celebrating the culture. And we have a special event called Hip Hop Wine and Chill, where we'll be celebrating and honoring Seattle's own Converge Media, Beza Gordon, and Amari Salisbury. Portland Hip Hop Week, August 20th through the 26th. For more information, log on to pdxhiphopweek.com.
Here on Back to Besa, it's always been important to me that we uplift stories from across the region and that no matter where you live in the nation, you never have to miss a moment of the show as we continue to highlight the beauty, excellence, and resilience of our communities across the Pacific Northwest. Why? Because representation matters. So no matter where you live, be it the Central District or Centralia, Portland or Pullman, or anywhere across the country, I encourage you to join me on this Back to Besa journey by downloading the free Fox Local app on your phone or smart TV as we continue to elevate the very best in our communities.
Disenrollment is a situation whereby people whose birthright to be indigenous is being stolen from them by politicians that have been elected to lead.
Today, the latest or last chapter of the saga concerns the threatened physical ejectment of as many as 21 Nooksack families from their homes.
I think it come about by hatred for our family. That's what it's all about.
Our bloodline is still here. They can't get rid of us.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Joining me right now, we got Perry Porter in the building. What's up, Perry?
What's good? How you
are you?
Doing good. Yourself?
I'm great. It's great to have you here, because there's always something special about a musician's personal journey. Let us hear about some of those beginnings and what got you into music.
First, I'm from Spanaway, Washington. Grew up in band. I was a little band geek. Did the anime thing, so I would draw all the time. At first, I didn't think this was like a real job that people could do. I just started doing a bunch of small shows when we were younger, and it kind of just took off from there. People from Seattle kind of heard about me, started doing live shows there. Radio stations, studio sessions that had to me like writing for video games and TV shows, and it just kind of just kept picking up. And then pandemic happened, moved away, and now I'm kind of coming back and doing some stuff.
There's something about understanding kind of a musical ear, and it doesn't matter if you're the writer, the producer, both, whatever. What are some of those peaks for you when you realize man, this is really like what I love to do and it's feeding you? Tell us about some of those moments.
Always performing live. I'm a pretty reserved, kind of keep to myself kind of person, so when I'm on stage, I can let it all out, the little wild kid in me. Other times though was like writing for video games. It was a couple years ago, writing for like Cyberpunk 2077, EA Sports. So those are like very good, all right, I do this. People wanting to hear my opinions about stuff, make stuff happen. Other stuff like teaching. There's just been a lot of times where it's just really been solidifying this is what you're supposed to be doing, no matter the fame and all that, the notoriety of knowing person to person how much it means and stuff. So,
yeah, that's important. And a lot of folks have not understood the exploration of getting your music placed. Music placement is a huge part of the industry, and I think oftentimes people are looking at it as a one-way track, oh, I gotta get a record deal, or I gotta tour these big national tours, international tours. But there's so much to be said about producing great stuff and getting it placed. Tell us how you kind of understood that connection and when that first happened for you. How did it work out?
Well, when I first started doing music, I was a real internet kid, so I was definitely putting my music there. So it was working for me more internet-wise than locally at first. So it kind of already put in a thing that I wasn't really doing this more for a business than more of kind of hanging out kind of thing. Because we were younger then at the time. So I already kind of had a business mindset for it. And I would just read books and everything. And it came to the point where I realized oh, placing stuff, you can make a living kind of doing this. When I got my first placement, it wasn't like I was writing intentionally for those things. I was just kind of making the music I liked, and it was getting in the right places, like being in studio sessions, not being afraid to write at that moment, being okay with hearing no's or try it over again. So that was just like a lot of stuff that kind of got that going. And then I never like became famous or anything like that, but bills were still getting paid. So it was like, all right, let's double down more on that side of thing and really do the business. And like, I had songs that were placed I made maybe 5-6 years ago. So that was another thing, like as long as you are doing 100% now, it'll eventually catch up. You know, it might not be at the moment, it might be 3 years from now, 6 months from now, but if you really give your all, someone's gonna appreciate it and put it where it needs to be.
Wow. How do people find your music for placement? I mean, in terms of the logistics of it, right? Is it that you submit to these opportunities?
The first ones was just being in the right studio sessions. I had a friend named Conrad. I was going to places in Canada. He was already writing for video games, so he would just always kind of need rappers and stuff. And I was just a fly on the wall at that time, and then I'd be like, hey, I'll try something. And then he'd be like, oh man, Perry's always down to record, always do stuff. So then he started recommending me to places and stuff like that. And then another way was we have a deal with radio, Issa Rae's kind of placement deal. And that was it, just through word of mouth. People already know we land stuff, already like in the catalog.
You know, Perry, that's really a phenomenal feat. I think there's a lot of artists who, you know, I think have worked for a long time trying to figure out how to make those connections. I love that you're like, hey, you know, I was right place, right time. And then really it's the testament of the music you're producing and creating, because then it's like, that's what carries it forward, right? So that's amazing. Now I know you also talked about being a teacher and how that's also a really great thing that you're doing, another anchoring way that you're bringing your talents to bear. Tell us a little bit more about you as a teacher.
That just kind of happened from doing a bunch of art and having friends who were really in the community. They would ask me kind of do stuff, because I would always express, you know, being from Spanaway, we didn't really have any outlets for doing stuff. Once I moved to Seattle, I'd be like, oh, you guys do this for the youth? You guys do that? Well, that's kind of cool. Like, I wish you would have more stuff like that, or just Black kids would know more stuff like that. So it's like being a rapper, having kind of that allure and everything, I think it'd be really cool to do the teaching thing. And then the Urban Artworks, Pratt Fine Art, Vivid Matter Collective, we've all kind of done stuff for the community. So it's been really cool. I love it.
Yeah, you know, there's something really special too, because I think about my son's perspective and, you know, knowing that somebody is producing and doing the thing that they may see on the screen all the time. But it's like, no, you got folks right here. There's something so personal about that, because then it's like, let me get plugged in, let me get connected. And I can do this and learn from someone who's doing it. That's right here, which is like, I know for the ones that love it in terms of teaching, especially teaching the youth and being there for youth, it is such a rewarding environment, right? And so I'm feeling that vibe from the rewarding environment. Now you got this show coming up at Neumos, right? Tell us a little bit more about this show, Perry.
So it's gonna be my birthday party, you know, birthday on July 31st. It's gonna be August. It's gonna be like a whole circus thing. I live paint while I rap. We're gonna have a little light show, a little acrobatic stuff going on. It's gonna be all over the place. Wow. Like how you were saying is, I try to show people that locally we can make stuff that competes with Tyler the Creator or Childish Gambino. So I put a lot of effort into doing a live show, even if it's 30 people, 100 people, you're gonna get a show. You're gonna get a show.
Wow. So, okay, then that just takes my mind to all of the connections you have to have in order to pull something like this off. And it's just probably a testament to you making great relationships along the way. But what is that like for you to pull together such different dynamics in your show? And really, I love what you said, because it's so true. We can be doing just as big as some of these big ones we have right here in our city. So I love that you're doing that. Tell us a little bit more about the partners it takes to pull it off.
Yeah, it's always takes a lot of people. I try to pay people as much as I respectably can, of course, you know what I'm saying? Just because that always makes it a little easier to motivate. And just being involved in so many communities, from the art, to the music, to teaching, a a lot of people have put a lot of trust in my decisions and kind of ideas. And I'm really hands-on with everything. Like I said, I'm building my own lights right now, and my mom's a big DIY person, so I got it from her. We were building the whole house ourselves. So, so that said, when I need help, I'm down to assist while learning from them, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just not letting it up to people and just kind of leaving my hands. Like, no, I want to be involved in every part of it. I just love learning all of it.
Wow. No, that's a lot of work because you've already done the music side, and most people say focus on that, right? But the fact that you're so involved probably also is a testament to the show that you want to produce, right? And making sure it's top notch. Of course, you know, if folks are trying to come to the show, they're trying to turn up with your birthday vibes. Look right there, let them know how they tap in.
Say, follow me at Perry Paints. You can go to perryporter.com. You go to Neumos.com, get the tickets there, all three places. It's gonna be a ball. It's gonna be great. Like I said, we got acrobat stuff. I'm gonna be live painting and rapping. I don't know if you've ever seen that before, but it's gonna be great, baby.
I definitely haven't, and if I have some availability on my packed schedule, I'm gonna try to make it there.
Some VIP, you know, make sure you're good.
Yes, thank you so much, Perry, for being here and for pouring your beautiful energy into our music industry here. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Wow. Y'all, look, that's what I'm talking about. Live rapping and painting all at the same time. I mean, come on. This is the type of show that you would go and pay for outside of Washington State. You can get it right here. Make sure you tap in. Go to Neumos, go to Perry Paints on IG, go to perryporter.com. Make sure y'all get your tickets to this phenomenal show. You don't want to miss it. I know I don't. I'm literally going to be looking at my calendar right after this. I'll also be wrapping up this brilliance right after this short break, y'all. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, and the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
Let's start the show.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, and the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. I just got to say thank you to Perry Porter. I mean, you know, it's something to be said because, like, we could do music, you could do a concert, but to be bringing all of these elements that, like he said, it's rivaling Tyler, the Creator, Childish Gambino. It's bringing another layer and element to the entertaining experience that you get at a concert. So make sure y'all tap in. I'm really excited, though, because I'm inspired. You know, the ideas that we can build the proper relationships to bring such a show together is another example, y'all, of why we have some amazing things right here that we need to be supporting, right? Ultimately, I don't want our people who are so talented to feel like, man, you know, if the city's not accepting it, if nobody is not picking it up, it's like, and I'm getting picked up in other cities, then oftentimes they leave to the other cities. We need to showcase that we support that kind of talent here. So make sure you get your tickets today. This show is happening tomorrow, y'all. So get your tickets today for tomorrow, all right? But again, I just got to give him a huge shout out for being innovative and creative in the way that he's bringing his talent to bear. I'm also excited because it's inspiring. Y'all know I'm gonna go there. I want you to be inspired because again, as my guest keeps showing y'all, doesn't matter what it is you love and what you're doing, if you're doing it with great passion, great zeal, and bringing that innovation and bringing it to the people, you're doing something that is beneficial to so many more folks than just yourself. So be inspired, y'all, because you too can be a part of the solution, as Perry here showed you he is today. And you know, for me, that's a wrap today, but I'll be back with you tomorrow. Until then, y'all, at 11 a.m. Peace.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.